Hey guys, it's Wedding Wednesday and this week I wanted to talk about what we did when we decided to book our honeymoon. Chris has never been abroad, so it kind of widened the pool. It's not like he was going to go somewhere that he'd already been because he's literally not gone anywhere. Well no, obviously he's been around the UK and that's great, but really? The reason is because he's scared of planes, which is hilarious because he's an aircraft mechanic, so it just confuses me. But yeah, he is a bit nervous I think about going abroad, but you know, but he's not even got a passport, so he's had to apply for a passport and everything, so you know, that's been fun. We kind of thought, well, where would we want to go and what would we want to do? We're not, well, Chris isn't a sit down in the sun for like a week or 2 weeks just getting baked. He's not a person to sit on beaches and go swimming because he can't swim. So I think he's more of an explorer, or you know, a bit more of an active holiday. I don't mean like, you know, jet skiing and all that kind of stuff. I just mean that he'd probably be more interested to go somewhere that's got sort of a bit more interesting architecture, that's got stuff to do, that's not just sitting around all day. I'm happy either way. I don't mind holidays where you just sit on a beach. My favourite holidays, apart from Florida and Disneyland, because that, you know, that is one of the best holidays I could ever recommend ever. But if you just take that out of the equation, my favourite holidays have been sitting on Pasori Bay in Cyprus, and literally 2 weeks of just sitting on the beach with, there was a restaurant slash cafe slash bar slash sun lounger shop where called Agamemnon. I think there's a website, I'm sure there's a website, I'll put all the links below, but it's gorgeous, and literally I'd be sat on the beach with my book on a sun lounger thing, soaking up the sun, looking at the ocean, seeing people swimming and jet skiing and all that kind of stuff, occasionally dipping in and out of the sea, but mainly just sitting there and bronzing, safely of course. And then I'd go to Agamemnon to get a drink or lunch or an ice cream, use the toilet, and then just wander back to the beach and continue to sunbathe. 2 weeks I did that once, and it was the best 2 weeks I've ever had. I was so relaxed, it was immense. It was one of the best holidays I've ever had. And so I'm happy with doing just sitting and reading, but Chris isn't, so I wanted it to obviously be something that we both enjoy. Like I say, I like the sitting down, but I do like finding out about different cultures, visiting lots of places, seeing, you know, interesting architecture, going to museums. I do like that kind of stuff as well. So we both decided that we would have a more cultural honeymoon. We'd go to somewhere that maybe has got some museums, maybe it's got really interesting architecture, lovely cuisine, because we both like our food. Yeah, somewhere that we were both happy with and that we'd feel comfortable with, Chris obviously being his first time abroad and me still not really knowing what to do in foreign places without my parents, because that was the only time I went away, was pretty much with my parents, or a school trip where there were supervising adults, and it kind of feels that even though I'm 28, it feels like I'm a teenager being let loose in a foreign country. We loved the idea of going to America and like travelling across America for a honeymoon, but A, it's so expensive to go to America that we just wouldn't be able to afford it, and B, Chris could have the time off, but I'm not sure I could, because I'm self-employed, and if I'm not producing content then I don't get paid. So it's a bit of an awkward situation with regards to finances and spending that much money on a honeymoon. Maybe one day in the future we would travel across America and do road trips, and I think the reason we thought of that was because we kind of wanted to follow the man versus food restaurants that that he's gone to and visit them all because they all look epic. But yeah, we decided that we couldn't justify spending that much money on a holiday really this soon. Maybe once we've saved up a bit, but not yet. So we decided to look at Europe. Obviously it's cheaper, it's nearer, so we were looking at France, but he wasn't really interested. We were looking at Spain, but again he wasn't that interested. One of my favourites was Venice in Italy. It was a school trip, but actually there were 2 school trips, both to Florence and Venice, and I loved them. It's so beautiful there. The weather was great, but also it was such a nice place to go, and obviously it kind of ticked all the boxes for like good architecture, nice cuisine, lots of culture. It seemed perfect. So I obviously suggested this to Chris and he was like, oh my god, Florence? I've been there. That's right guys, he thinks he's been to Florence because he's played Assassin's Creed and has scaled the buildings in Florence. So he thinks that by playing Assassin's Creed, he knows Florence and he's going to be able to navigate us around Florence. I cannot wait for this. We wanted to try Florence and Venice, but when we went to the travel agents to kind of talk it through with an actual person who knows about holidays and could tell us the difference, and could tell us how far it is between Florence and Venice, we worked out that for how long we wanted to stay and the budget that we were on, we just probably couldn't do both. So we decided to do one or the other, and we stuck with Florence because obviously Chris knows Florence really well. So we think we'll do a trip to Venice maybe on an anniversary at some point in the future, but for the honeymoon we'll stick to Florence. So that is where we are going, and I'm so excited because, like I say, I've been there before, but he thinks he knows Florence. I think that's so cute. Oh, bless him. Oh, I wish he was here right now. I'd give him a cuddle. We haven't got a plan of what we're going to do when we're there. I think we're just going to literally get there and then just plan as we go. We might not just stay in Florence either. We might visit nearer places. You know, I'll take Chris to Pisa. The one thing I would say about the Leaning Tower of Pisa is it's shorter than I thought it was. I thought it was massive. And then when you see it in person, you're kind of like, oh, like it's a cute, small-ish. It's not tiny, but it's just not as big as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like a skyscraper, and it's not. But it's still really weird to see a building kind of slanty. So that's it really. I just wanted to talk about the fact that we booked our honeymoon and that we're looking forward to it. And yeah, if you've been to Florence and you can suggest some little places to go to, if there's museums or cafes or, you know, any advice that we need to kind of think about when we're there, because obviously we want to have a nice time. We don't want to get, you know, pickpocketed, and we don't want to get mugged and lose, you know, all our money and all our stuff. So yeah, let me know if you have any kind of travelling tips, not necessarily specific to Florence, but just anywhere in Europe, then do let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!